magandang gabi. I'm your Tito Goby, and tonight we're gonna react to Emiru, and she's being targeted by the left, which is if you're not from here, from the U.S., we have a two-party system. Uh, one's Democrat, and the other one's Republicans, and these people who's targeting Emiru is from the Democrat Party, but their ideals are a bit more out there than average or normie Democrats. Okay, so they're, I guess, liberals, if you understand that word, but if not, just look up Democrats and Republicans on Google, and you'll find out. So let's get to it. And this video is from Aspen Gold Clips. It's titled "Emiru Just Got Cancelled." Um, I don't know if she really got canceled. If she did, she probably won't be streaming, but I saw her just like on Twitch and on YouTube, and she's still putting up posts and videos. So I don't know about this canceled part, because from what I know, if you're canceled online, you're not gonna be showing your face at all. But she's still around, so she hasn't been canceled yet. Okay, let's start the video.
So this happened yesterday. A lot of people on Twitter have been mad about this. They're mad at Emiru.
Context. A viewer asked Emiru her opinion about ice, and this was her response.
It's on ice. Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators say their opinions on important topics, but it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet. Like, hello?
This is pretty much all she said. Then someone
There's nothing wrong with what she said. She's just telling people to, like, think for yourself, right? That's what I got from her statement. Don't rely on streamers or other people to actually tell you what to vote on. Just get the facts yourself, weigh it, and see where your morals lies. If your gut tells you to vote Republican, then vote Republican. If it tells you it's like, it's better to vote Democrat on this issue because it's gonna benefit me, then vote Democrat. What's wrong with that?
posted this clip, creating one of the biggest hate mobs I've ever seen on Twitter.
And they're going crazy about this. They're very angry at her for this.
113,000 posts.
It's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. Fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, fuck Elon Musk, free Palestine, the US is stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the fuck alone. So it's so easy for you to just repeat my opinions to me. And you can see all these people attacking and then, oh, racist. Now she's also a racist. Oh, this is...
Okay, I really don't understand why people wants her to tell or side with something that she doesn't really want to be involved in. Oh, okay, I get it. Because yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just had like a mind fart, and I get it now. So because she's a famous streamer, that's why they're pressuring her to take a side. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks.
Denims. Let's listen to Denims talk about this.
When did people on the right get so soy? You're smearing and defaming by calling someone a chud.
You shouldn't go and harass people for no reason. Just because she doesn't want to talk about it on stream, they treat her as if she's a fucking Nazi. What they do, I don't want to, her face is too big on the screen. I don't want to see that.
Ignore an opportunity where you could talk about something, maybe your audience doesn't like it, maybe you could educate them on it a little bit.
Educate them on it. This is my favorite word to see people like her use. Because this idea of educate implies some sort of intellectual superiority.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country.
You need to care. Now, you have to care.
Yeah, yeah. You do care, but at that age, you don't have all the information yet. You know, you haven't experienced how politics actually works, or how it puts its fingers into your day-to-day life. So for somebody who's 18, who's finally able to vote, they'll just vote for whoever their parents tells them to vote, because they don't know better. You know, unless their friends are, oh, you gotta vote Democrat for this because of this, or probably they have Republican friends or right-leaning friends, right? So they'll influence that person to vote right, vote Republican. It really depends on who's around you when you're like around that age, right? Okay, I don't know if I'm actually making any sense, but in my head, pretty much that's how it goes when you're still a young adult. You go by the people around you. You know, you're influenced by the opinions of the people who's always talking to you, who's always like there beside you. Yeah, you can't just like go up to the voting ballot and like just make up your own mind that quick right there. You gotta get some information somewhere to actually make the right decision. Oh, but I don't know. Okay, let's continue.
You can't say like, well,
Yeah.
I'm just not going to care about all this politics.
Yes, yes, you could. I know it's a right to vote, but I see my friends. They were born here, and they don't vote. Why? Because they know who's gonna win in the state already. They don't have a say, or they don't really like care about politics. That's your freedom of choice.
Stuff. This is by far like the
Yeah.
dumbest American quality, saying I'm not into politics.
She never talks about politics at all, period. It's not even enough for someone to be neutral or to not have an opinion. You have to agree with them, or they
You don't have to agree with anybody. You just have to make up your mind. You know, it's like make up your mind. That might be the wrong wording for it, but if you don't inform yourself or read, or you don't have people who has the enough information, knowledge on these policies, then why are you voting for something that you don't understand or know? Kind of situations. Like, if you're not interested in politics, that's fine, you know.
attack you.
Racist chud. So I will say tides are turning on this particular character. Create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old.
So this is what these people do. I want you to understand this. Because they didn't like Ethan Klein, they called CPS on Ethan Klein's family to have his children taken away from him. And the justification for why it's okay is because the memories that a child would form at 3 years old wouldn't stick, so it's okay to do it to them because they wouldn't remember.
You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. Nah, yes you are. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
But even if you are forming any memories at 4,
See, this is why she thinks she needs to educate everybody.
you have maybe 1 or 2 memories. Yes, you will remember. So everyone.
As if that even matters. It's okay to have this bad thing happen to a kid because the kid won't remember it. But this is the way these people think. They will weaponize an agency used to protect children from sexual violence in their internet crusade against a YouTuber who they slightly disagree with around a geopolitical issue. And they will justify, rationalize, and make up every excuse in the book for why this is a totally normal thing to do. These people are psychotic. Nobody should be accepting this. It's evil. It's awful. Do you think that normal people think that it's okay for everybody to just go and start attacking and making up a bunch of bullshit about a person like this? Especially not people that aren't even disagreeing with you. I could understand them being angry if she said that, oh, ICE are the greatest people ever and I hate all the immigrants, right? Yeah, I could see them getting mad, sure. But she didn't even say that. This is somebody who just doesn't want to be part of it. But a lot of other people don't speak out about it because they're afraid of the repercussions and they're afraid of the backlash.
Cancel culture, right? If you have a big enough platform, and just like right now, Emiru has a very big platform. A lot of people tunes into her, uh, looks at her tweets, reads her posts, and basically she's the it girl, right? So with, I guess, enough negative publicity, it's possible to take somebody else's platform away from them, I guess. But yeah, to me, yeah, I agree with Asmin. It's wrong to force another person to um, to force their opinions on another, basically, right? It's like what back way in the past where the church pretty much came with the Spanish and went to the Philippines, they went to Mexico and all that, and forced the indigenous people to convert to Christianity. That part of Christian history, I'm not really proud of, because why do you have to like force somebody to believe in what you need to believe in or what you want them to believe into? It's it's kind of like it. I hate to do this, but I need to compare it to what Hitler did in Germany, kind of thing. They force their people to believe what Hitler wants them to believe. They burned books. They did all this stuff, and they ruled with fear, kind of thing. so so, dude, if you have your opinions, don't force it on people. You can preach it. Hopefully they will listen and learn from what you're saying, but you can't force a person to do what you want. You shouldn't. You can ask them, you can tell them, but to force them to actually think the way you think, oh come on. All right. Oh, okay.
I'm not. I will do it every single time. I will come out and I will defend this from right-wing people. I will defend this from left-wing people. Nobody should be pressured into having an opinion about anything. If you don't want to say something for whatever reason, you should have every right to do that. And anybody telling you that you don't is trying to make you say what they think.
Oh, true. Absolutely. He's right about that. Okay. Aspen goes right about that. If you're asking me about my political beliefs, I just go by what I had experienced and what how do you say this? Well, because okay, let's start from when I actually started voting. Okay, at the time, I believe Bill Clinton was in office, and by the time I was able to vote, I was either 19 or 20. And my parents, my dad, my mom, my brother, and I, my whole family, um, we're kind of like the first generation immigrants. So, um, my mother and father got their papers done, and everything legit and everything. I came to the U.S. They got um, my brother and I's my papers and my brother's papers all straightened out, everything like that. So that makes me like a 1.5 generation immigrant, right? Um, Once I have kids and my brother already have kids, right? So they're kind of like the second generation immigrants, but they're already like growing up here in the U.S. Um, okay, so going back, I voted the very first time I voted. I voted Republican. I voted for George Bush Jr. All right, so I was influenced by what I remembered as a kid while Bush Sr. was in office. All right. So that's why I kind of like went with Bush, even though I registered, or yeah, pretty much when I was 18, I registered as a Democrat, but I voted for Bush Jr. because of what I remember how George Bush Sr. was in office. Everything was okay. He's the only name that I knew uh, through the whole list of candidates. So I voted for him. Uh, he did an okay and kind of like a sloppy job during his first term, right? Uh, so I kind of like I was having like second thoughts on my vote, but he was already in office. When it came to his second term, I voted for him again just to see if he can like clean up the stuff that he messed up on. But that didn't really happen, did it? So from that experience, I voted Democrat. I voted for Obama. Obama did great and everything like that. There's some hitch here and there. Republicans always making fun of him, of course. And then second term, I voted for again because the economy was going back up when he was office, right? But then he bailed out the banks. When the banks lost our money because they were gambling it on the stock markets, and that kind of like ticked me off a bit. It's like they shouldn't be gambling with our money in the first place. So why are you bailing them out? So, and then the year goes on, and then you have Trump, and who was going against Trump? And great, I forgot who went against Trump. Hillary Clinton went against Trump. But from my experience and from the knowledge that I have accumulated so far, I knew that Trump wasn't a good candidate, and I knew that Hillary Clinton wasn't a good candidate. So I was trying to go for Bernie to be president. Well, of course, that didn't happen. but anyhow, the way you vote, or the way I voted, is through past knowledge of past presidents, and then from there on, whatever I experienced during my generation or during my era of, and people should vote just by their own experience. What they should vote by what will benefit them. It could be, I know that when they vote, it might go against what I might need or what I want, but it's their choice. You know, I can't prevent them from voting the way I want because it benefits me. You know, but I don't want to like vote for what they want, even though it benefits them, not me, kind of situation, right? So you just let people vote the way they want to vote. Okay, I'm rambling on again. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying my best to get my thoughts out there, but I'm still not used to speaking to a camera. All right. Sorry. Okay. So let's continue. The I have another video lined up, and this one is Emiru apologized. This is by Still. No. Cam Nuggets. Cam Nuggets or Nuggers. Oh, I'm really sorry. Okay, let me just click on it and read the name right. Okay. Nuggets. Oh, yeah, sorry. Those letters were like so small that the T looked like the N. Okay. Cam Nuggets. Thank you for the vid. And he titled it as Emiru apologized and they still hate her. All right, let's start.
So, Emiru has decided to drop an apology on Twitter about her comments regarding ICE, and in this apology/statement, she also kind
Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Just like that.
of reference people like Tectone, Lakari, and some are even thinking Asmongold. Now, again, for a little context, Emiru was recently going viral in a tweet where someone basically asked her what are her thoughts about ICE, and originally she didn't know what kind of ICE they were referring to until, of course, they meant the government agency. And Emiru's biggest sin in this whole thing is that she had no comment. She kind of brushed past the question and then said, if you think that she is the person to answer this question, then you need to log off and need to get off the internet.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to, like, get off the internet.
Now, this is Emiru's statement. Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. When the clip starts, I was responding to a mod asking a question that included the word ICE. I'm not someone who normally comments on or gives my opinion on serious world topics, so it didn't really click to me that they were referring to the agency. You can see in the clip when I say, thoughts on ICE, there's an instant cut afterwards that makes it seem like I'm responding directly to.
So there you go. She wasn't thinking about politics when they asked about ICE. Okay, so for those who aren't aware here in the U.S., the ICE stands for what again? Agency. I don't remember what it stands for, but I know what they're doing though. ICE agency agent. There you go. I forgot what ICE stands for, but I know what they do. Sorry. There you go. There you go. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. All right. Um, they're the ones. They're as you see, customs enforcers. So they're part of the police, but they work for the feds. They work under the government. Okay. They can go over and cross states they can cross over states to states to actually do their job. Okay, so their job is to arrest and deport illegal aliens here from the U.S. So if you overstay here, if your visa expires and stuff like that, um, and you don't want to go back home to the Philippines or home to Mexico or wherever you're from, and you exceeded the amount of time that because they'll give you some time to actually leave the country. You know, after your visa or your work visa or your papers expires, they're not gonna just come after you right away. But if they see that you've been here living for 2-3 years with your papers being expired, they're gonna come after you. They're gonna force you to leave the states. Okay. To me, as a citizen now, okay, I got my papers done. I got my visa, my green card, and all that. I got my social security and everything. So pretty much, I am a U.S. citizen now. But the people who's trying to live here without going through all the paperwork and citizenships, oh, I know it's an iffy topic, but I don't really want them here because I went through the right channels, or my parents, my family went through the right channels to get my citizenship, and just like what the right would say, the people from the Republicans would say, uh, we're using our tax dollars on these people who doesn't have the right citizenship. So basically, our my taxpayers' money, or and American taxpayers' money, is going to these people. Well, I don't know if they most of them probably works and all that, but the benefits of it, we're paying for their benefits basically. right? But they're not supposed to be here. We could use that money for better roads, better infrastructure, or something else. So I know I'm a Democrat, but on this kind of thing, I kind of lean towards the right, you know. But here's the thing. So far, ICE, they're using, our president, Trump, is using them as like a Gestapo, to I guess scare off people in democratic states. That's what I understand so far. That's why uh, ICE is in California. ICE is in um, where is ICE? Mostly all the democratic states. That's where ICE is right now. ICE encounter, I guess. I think this is what they do. ICE activity tracker. Okay, so there is. I can't believe this, but there is a website for it. Okay, I was just guessing, but yeah, there's a tracker. There you go. So they're in California, a little bit in Nevada, and yeah, mostly in blue states because the blue states were pretty much mixed. There's a lot of Mexicans, Chinese, Japanese, Filipinos, um, blacks, and all other races in democratic states. So that's where he's sending these people. And of course, the Democrats are against Trump, right? So you can see it's kind of like a power play in in the by the government using ICE to scare off the people from these states, basically, right? But even though they're saying they're using ICE as like a what do you call a Gestapo or um, as like stormtroopers, like personal stormtroopers of Trump, like a personal army of Trump. We still need some ice, really. Um, I don't like what's happening right now with ice because um, they're taking in more people with less experience in training. Uh, but when ice began, they were more like a Delta team. They weren't like cowboys. They came in and out basically, especially for those um, really dangerous people like gangsters that shouldn't be here, drug dealers, those kind of immigrants that are well illegal immigrants that are hiding here. ICE was taking care of them, but currently, currently, from the news and from what's going on, if you actually look into YouTube and Google what ICE is doing, currently they're randomly targeting minorities. There you go. Mostly Hispanics and Latinos right now. Okay, I, as a Filipino, I either look Chinese or I look like a Mexican. So that kind of scares me a bit. If they're just coming in here randomly and then like arresting people without any papers or without any documents of arrest, like or charges, a warrant. There you go. Without a warrant, they could come here in my house, bust through the door, and take me to jail, keep me there for weeks until they figure out, oh, I have all my papers in line, my documents, my green card, my visa, my passport, my social security. Once they finally go through that, I'll probably in jail for a month or so. That kind of situation. I might lose my job during that time and all that. So yeah, it's kind of scary, especially as a minority. Even though I am as an actual citizen of the U.S. So that's where I stand with ICE. Um, I just like a little bit of ICE, but not a whole lot of cowboys. Right, like they're rounding up cattle kind of situation instead of actually catching people who aren't supposed to be here. That part to me is the scary part. But yeah, I don't like a whole lot of ice. Okay, just a little bit. Just the Delta Force, the one that knows what they're doing, the one that has warrants. The one that has that did their actual research and pointed out like, oh, this guy needs to go back home or needs to be deported. Those kind of ice, not the cowboy kind of ice. It's like, he looks Mexican. We need to detain him. Kind of ice. I don't like that one. All right. Sorry for ranting again. Let's go back to the video.
To that question, which I'm not. To clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency like causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy. I never made comments on stream about ICE in the first place. That was a dishonest and intentionally maliciously clipped post. It's a very common thing that clip accounts do to streamers, and it's becoming more and more common. But it should go without saying no one should have to live in fear or suffer because of who they are or where they're from. This is something that's always been important to me. I just tend to try to focus my creative stuff around games and cosplay rather than try to take up room in an environment already polluted by misinformation and hatred. Additionally, I thought I might as well bring this up now. It's a very traumatic and personal topic, so that's why I avoided talking about it. I will never be friends with anybody who abuses anyone, assaults people, or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. I've always been a creator who is friends or in good terms with basically everybody, streamers in Texas and LA, in all different bubbles, and this has unfortunately included some bad actors. A lot of people have questioned how these bad actors found their way into my circle, but it is certainly not because I am okay with vile behavior, not abuse, not sexual assault, nor P-word. These guys did their best to hide their behavior not only from me, but from everyone around us as long as they possibly could.
uh, Let me pause that. Just to clarify, Emiru's circle of friends involves Gold, the big streamer out there that everybody likes to watch, and Tectone. Now, Tectone, I'm not really quite sure what his case is. Uh, I think he beat somebody or beat his wife or something like that. But there's a case on Tectone. I think he's been cleared of it, um, or they already, or he already like served his time or paid his dues or something like that. Because Tectone is streaming. He's still streaming right now. He's still putting up videos and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the part that they're kind of like pointing out. I'm guessing. They're pointing out that Emiru hasn't said anything about politics, but Asmongold, Tectone, and I guess their other circle of friends already kind of like spoke up their mind and took a side on this ice. I guess we could call it the ice issue. But she doesn't really want to like deal with politics, so that's why she's not talking about it. She wants, I guess she doesn't want anything to do with it. It's like she wants to live a nice peaceful life, which everybody wants to. But you know, just like me, I'm looking for the drama. There's others who likes living in drama, and hey, to each their own, right? uh, that's America for you. That's freedom. But like I was trying to say before, even though you're free to do stuff, there's like certain lines, like not forcing somebody to do what you want or to think to think your way. Uh, yeah, pretty much that's one of the lines that you shouldn't cross. Even though you're in America, land of the free, there's still some things that you shouldn't do. For reals. Like what was that again? One of the bad things. Human trafficking. Yeah, that is bad. That's definitely bad. So like that's one of the lines you shouldn't even cross or even like look at. Selling drugs. Well, we got the pharmaceuticals that does that, but um, like the bad drugs, selling like narcotics and all that. You shouldn't cross that line, dude. There's still laws here in the U.S., even though it's free. All right. So, all right, let's get back to it.
Could. As serious allegations or evidence came out, I always immediately dropped them and vowed to never make content with them again. Basically, everyone in Austin did the same. These incidents, multiple of them of course, were something the streamer community here talked about extensively and affected all of us a lot. Now, before we continue the statement, I'm curious who exactly she's talking about. I'm sure people can kind of come to the conclusion that's either, someone like Tectone, and also, when she's referencing stuff that, enables abuse of children, aka CSAM content, kind of what Lakari leaked onto his notepads. Again, she doesn't reference anyone by name for some reason, which I don't know why. Like, it's not like she's under an NDA. Unless she is, back to her statement. I thought actions over words, never interacting with those people again and preventing them from being involved in streamer community activities, a lot of which in Austin are hosted by me, would send a clear message that this type of shit isn't welcomed. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear. Well, hopefully this makes it more clear. Anyone who abuses people or children is not my friend and never will be again. Always has been that way and always will continue to be that way. I know this won't stop people from taking issue with the way I do things. I don't expect it to. I'm saying this because I know my community and friends are fatigued. That's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the time to read this. I will continue doing what I usually do. I just wanted to finally say something because the speculation and lies were getting out of control. It'll likely continue, but I hope putting my stance out there will help those who already feel unsupported and unsafe, like there's one less person trying to send hatred there.
So this I guess tweet or wall of text to me isn't an apology, it's a statement. At the same time, she has nothing to apologize for because she, to me, she's the victim of this case because people are trying to force her to take a stand when she doesn't want to. You don't force that, you know. It's how can I say this again? I'm rambling on again. I'm sorry, but you just cannot, should not force anybody your opinions or your ways to anybody else. You can preach to them, you can try to convince them, but you should never force them. All right. I think this video is almost over, so let's get to it. No, we're just halfway. So okay. So this is the apology letter. So okay. Sorry for taking up your time. I'm just trying to get my thoughts out there, but I just keep on rambling. Right. Sorry.
Way. And yeah, I mean, a pretty good statement, pretty much calling out a lot of the drama that's been happening in the community, especially her side of the community lately. Again, calling out the actions of people like Lakari, people like Tectone. But I'm seeing a lot of people, calling out Asmongold and whatnot. He's become quite controversial, made controversial takes.
Well, for Asmongold, people call him out because he really leans to the right and he believes what he says. That's why people are like mad or whatever because it doesn't mesh well with their opinions or their theology or whatever, right? Their whatever they believe in. So that's why it just it bumps. And if one how do you say it? If one side pushes, you know, the other side will push as well. Then once you get a push and pull kind of situation and nobody breaks, then it gets ugly, right? It gets uglier and uglier until you go into drama and get into fights and all that. But hey, that I guess that's how politics works. uh, you seen what the British and Australian parliaments, right? They really go at it in those meetings. So pretty much that's what these streamers and influencers and I guess people with like really like passionate opinions, right? Let's sorry again for the segue, but let's take a quick look. All right. Doo doo doo. Parliament. I think I'm in. Okay. There you go. See, here in the US, even though people has like really strong opinions, they at least have the strength within them not to go at it. But in other countries, this is where Turkish. So they're in Turkey. Yeah, this one is. Oh, it's a list of parliament sites. Oh, that one looks good. That one looks real good. This is from Taiwan. See, that's how passionate people can be about politics, right? But these are actual politicians. In the U.S. government, we still have the, I guess, decorum to not lay down arms on each other. But it would be very entertaining, though. Whoever gets knocked out, their bill, no, it doesn't get passed. Okay, last one, last for the fights. What's this one? This is from Mexico. Okay, let's look for. Okay, I know. I mentioned the British and Australian, right? British Parliament fights. UK. Okay, they're not fighting there. They're not fighting there. I seen them fight before. Wait, here you go. UK speakers. Ding, 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 ding.
I now call the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer.
Most diverse parliament,
Okay.
the part that every party this intake, largest
Oh,
cohort.
okay. So they just took him out. They just brought him out. It's not okay. I guess they still have decorum over there at the British Parliament, but I saw them go at it once or twice before. Okay. The land. Okay. Okay. I'm just taking up too much of your time. I'm sorry. We'll continue with the video. Sorry.
Takes and whatnot that he himself has also taken back and apologized for and whatnot. And I don't see any reference to Asmongold here, which is probably why some people are still a little upset at this statement. And it also kind of goes to show that when you don't really do anything wrong, you should never apologize. I'm sure that Emiru, of
Yes.
course, is like a good person and she's kind and wants to, appease everyone, but you just can't in the world right now. When you make a statement, you have to just kind of stand by it, because the second you bend the knee, now they want you to say the next big thing. They want you to move on to the next topic. Now, this account by the name of Throwaway233 ended up dropping another video of Emiru, which is basically the original clip, just without the random cuts, and calling Emiru a liar, essentially, calling out what she said in her statement.
Thoughts on ice? I don't know what that is. Allie, I genuinely have no idea what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. What is Hassan at? Don't know what. Oh no, I know what ice is. I thought. Okay, never mind.
Now, some people are calling out Emiru for this new unedited clip because she directly contradicts herself, basically saying that her comments were not regarding ICE, but the only political topic brought up in that clip were ICE, right? It's not like someone mentioned ICE and then 20 minutes later she made that statement. It was like directly after it. But to give her the benefit of the doubt, again, her statement about like, yeah, you shouldn't follow streamers who play video games and cosplay for politics is still fair, right? It's just in regards to her statement, doesn't make a lot of sense.
Like, I do. Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get.
Okay. Just like me, who rants a lot and who tries to get his thoughts together. If you throw a question like that to me and I'm like thinking of something else, I'd be like, what do you mean by ice? Also, if I have my drink over here, and I the ice has melted, or there's hardly any ice in my drink, you know, I'd be thinking about that also if I'm not into politics. Like ice, I'm good. I got enough ice, I guess. You'll have that brain fart until you finally realize, oh, they're talking about the agency, the I guess the new this Gestapo or whatever they call him. But I kind of understand where she's coming from. If, like I said, if you're really not into politics, you'll have that brain fart. It's like, what do you mean? Until you kind of like, oh, it clicks to you. Oh, it's that the ICE agents on the TV right now. Oh, okay. So I so far I really don't see anything wrong with her stream or what she says. I already told you where I stand on ice. I don't like a lot of ice, but some ice is good.
Get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to like get off the internet. Like, just stop. Like hello. Like,
Go touch some grass or get some pussy. That's right. Get a life, bitch. Well, she didn't say it that way, but I'm saying it. Get out there and get some pussy because yeah, you need a lot of it.
I don't like what? Like, how am I gonna? I don't know. Get help. Like, even like,
I'm sorry.
I don't know. Like,
Now, to give Emiru the benefit of the doubt, again, she is referring to just politics in general. So maybe she's not lying, right? Maybe she's directly saying that she's talking about politics. Period. Point blank, right? Not directly ICE, which again, it's like, okay, but it was directly after an ICE related comment. So I don't know how to argue that. Either way, even her comments, like in her chat, are saying they're just drama. Don't worry about it. Who cares what streamers think about politics? Like Emiru's own fan base already thought her answer was fine. Like it was okay. It's fine response. Okay, you don't want to talk about ICE? The end. Move on. We're gonna go back to looking.
Emiru is a cosplayer. She's a streamer, a gamer girl. She hasn't really stumbled yet. She she she's still not like Pokemon, so she's still okay. She's not like Cece, Zada, or Lucy. I don't think she had or has a boyfriend, maybe a girlfriend, maybe. I don't remember if she's a bi or lesbian, but yeah, she hasn't have any like fallouts with her love lives. You know, she hasn't cuckolded anybody from what I know. Um, yeah, she's your average streamer at the moment. You know, she doesn't. Uh, sh- well, definitely she's a modern woman, but she's not showing those modern woman traits that we really loathe. So she's a normal person from how everybody sees it right now, especially her fans and everything like that. But uh, me, I don't really follow her streams or anything like that. I hear her name once or twice, but so far she hasn't said anything wrong, which is true. So what's the problem?
At whatever that weird food stuff was on the screen. But no, she again took the knee, put out a statement. The mob did not like this statement. And that's kind of the predicament. You're going to end up in a situation like this where you elaborate on something you said that wasn't offensive. If you
Well, you know what? Also, like I said, it's about how big your platform is. Right now, I believe I only have like 3 subscribers, and thank you very much for subscribing to me. I love you three dearly. But yeah, if you got a very big audience, uh, yeah, I think they'll come at you more. You know, I'm basically a nobody still, but thanks to you three who still watches me, I love you guys. And yeah, I guess I can see why they're leaning into this issue, but come on, it's like politics doesn't have to be in everything. All right, we deal with it every day already, so at least give everybody like some space to actually just like relax and not think about politics. Think about drama. Watch my videos.
would have just let the cycle go, waited a day or two, nobody would have remembered this, right? The same thing about the whole Asmongold and Tectone stuff. Like, yes, people were probably like, oh, Emiru, are you ever going to address those things? She didn't. And what happened? People moved on. And so she put out this statement to then clarify that, again, the next drama that would come up, people probably would have brought.
Well, okay. It's good that she put out that statement, but she shouldn't apologize. She didn't do anything wrong, so it shouldn't be an apology letter. It should be just an actual, just a flat out statement that she doesn't want to do anything, or her channel or her platform to do anything with politics. Good for her.
Brought it up again, and that just kind of all.
Yeah, kind of bad for me because I'm here for the drama. But I guess this is the last time I'm going to be reporting, or until somebody else pushes this politic or whatever button on her.
Always happens. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you guys think down below. As always, like the video, share it, subscribe it, send it to everyone and their mama. I appreciate you watching.
There you go. That's Cam Nugget.
This game might be one of the biggest.
Come on. To go back. Cam Nugget. Pause. Pause. Okay. All right. All right. That like I said, this video was from Cam Nuggets. All right. Give him some love also. Thank you for the video. And I think I have ranted enough about this, right? Just don't force your opinions on other people, and other people shouldn't force their opinions on you. That's basically it, really. So, okay. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Good night.